What's up, world?
Yeah, what? Hello, world. Hello,
Hello, world.
breadheads.
This is my first post.
This is our first ever podcast.
Yeah, it is. This is great. Episode 1.
Wow. If this was episode 1, how would you start it? What would you say to the audience that has presumably never met you?
That's a really big question that I can't answer on the spot after a beer. A beer.
Just one beer. You need 2 more.
I need 3 more.
I'll
Yeah.
ask you in 3 episodes. How does that sound?
Yeah, sounds good.
Dude. So right now is pretty big for cowboy music. What's up with that? I can't
Goddamn.
figure out what's going on here.
You told me you had one topic written down today, and I didn't know it was going to be this.
I just obviously country music's always been big, but what's up with all these other musicians like Bay going into this new space and wanting to participate in an otherwise
Yeah.
kind of unloved genre?
Didn't Don Toliver do like a rock album? or
Yeah,
something?
and I think rock will be the next one, maybe after the country wave comes and goes.
I guess. I think rock actually came first, if I'm being honest. I think like Uzi did that.
Mhm.
Playboy Cardi kind of did too.
Yeah, he's a rock star.
He's a rock star made for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
self-proclaimed.
yeah, exactly. But I don't know, dude. I think it's just like probably a mix of labels and also artists wanting to capitalize on a trend. Like I think it's all it is.
Right, so it's the
You know?
music's life cycle.
Well, maybe it's getting faster, but I think people are just aware that it's happening, and they're like, okay, country is doing really well. Like Taylor Swift is going crazy. Not that she's country, but like white woman music
Right.
is going crazy these days.
Tap into that.
What else? What are some other like country folk out there that are like popping off?
Like, is Zach
Zach Bryan.
Bryan country, kinda?
Yeah, I guess. Okay, outside of the
Ooh, a mute.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Like there's the artistry that's been getting really popular, but
Well,
like
we're seeing, the influences happening in fashion too, like, Chloe's got some, weird country vibes kinda happening in there, sliding in, you
the
know?
boho chic.
Yeah, Hermes is
That's right, dude.
so, I feel like it's Burberry is
Yeah. Skinny jeans are apparently back in from Miu Miu.
yeah, you're not gonna be wearing, the wide legs on while you're mounting a horse, you know?
Yeah,
Or maybe you are actually country because you gotta get it over the boot. It is wide leg.
that's why it's called boot cut.
It's called boot cut, of course. It all makes sense now.
But also skinny is kind of in for like skinny feels like it'll protect your nards when you're on a horse.
A little bit,
When you're
yeah.
riding that horse like a carnival.
Nothing's getting caught. Yeah, it's like she told me skinny was in, so she took out all that ass or something like that.
I just watched a clip recently where of Curb Your Enthusiasm where someone's girlfriend was like, "Yeah, I'm actually gonna get my breasts reduced," and they're just like, "What? How can you be so selfish?" It's like, what's wrong with you? How dare you?
Yeah, we're more of an
Yeah, exactly. More is better.
yeah, that's how we got up.
Exactly. Dieter Ram said, "As little design as possible." I say, "As much titties as possible."
Maximalism.
Yeah.
Dude, you could compete with Subway if you came out with the 13-inch sandwich. Like, that's all you gotta do to fucking destroy the entire company.
That's really funny. Like only dark
Yeah, we call it the baker's foot long.
what the fuck?
So anyways, country music is happening. It's clearly
Yeah.
a trend.
Yeah.
I think this is good for Subway, and I have a few reasons why.
Okay.
Okay, the first one is that everything's big in Texas and the footlong is pretty big. So there's a general overlap that if you like things that are big, Subway is the go-to fast food for that.
Yeah, I think so. And also, like ranch might have a second wave.
Oh yeah, okay, this was going to be my second point is most sauces have country vibes. Think
Mm.
Southwest sauce, ranch sauce, even
Yep.
mustard in kind of a freaky way.
Wait, what?
Barbecue is country vibes.
Mustard as a
It's because it's just kind of pedestrian. And that's kind of my third point is that country is kind of blue collar, and so is Subway.
Oh, okay, I see what you're
Yeah, you
saying.
see where you're going?
Yeah, totally. Isn't mustard like European. Mustard's
Yeah,
European.
mustard is European. I take back mustard.
Yeah.
I
I really
mean,
got caught up on that one. I'm sorry.
no, I get it. Well, that's because there's two types of mustard. You got dijon, and then you have yellow,
Yeller.
yellow. And so, and it's crazy that like the same ingredient, it's so bipartisan in that sense. You know,
Interesting. Keep going.
you got liberal Dijon, you got conservative yellow, and they don't talk to each other. You pick at a certain point in your life, you pick one of those.
Yeah. Well, Dijon's like the craft beer, and then yellow is the low life lager.
Exactly, which is what we're sipping right now. It is the official beer of Think Fresh podcast from here forward.
Yeah, like 5 episodes in a row we've been drinking this.
Crushing this lager. So yeah, that's why I'm kind of like in a freaky way. Mustard is country because yellow mustard
Partially.
is like the standout sauce at any blue collar or just like backyard function. You know,
Are you sure it's not
burgers,
ketchup?
hot dogs.
Ke-
But no, because ketchup's never infiltrated the sandwich. And if it's like an afternoon and you're not really at hamburger time, you're still at sandwich time.
That's
Then
funny.
you're hitting the mustard. So the mustard puts in a whole shift from morning to evening. Ketchup only comes
Damn.
out at night on ketchup time.
Wow, baby, it's time to catch up.
Yeah, exactly.
That's an incredible analysis.
Mhm.
But I'm thinking about like where in the States is ketchup banned? Like, isn't in Chicago, like if you try to put ketchup on your hot dog, like you get slapped?
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, it is.
Wait, you'll get slapped.
You'll get slapped. Like it's frowned upon. Let me
Okay, well,
find out.
it's one thing to be like culturally dis.
Hmm.
I'm glad you're looking this up. I'm very bylaw curious.
Yeah, I'm gonna type in which states hate ketchup, but
Mm.
when I typed in which states, the first thing was which states have the death penalty.
Oh shit.
Shit.
I mean, it is possible that like some counties that are like radicalized could 100% institute some sort of weird rules around ketchup. Like, for example, if you ever travel in like rural Utah where like Mormonism is super big and you try to order a beer at a restaurant, they'll like get kind of weird about it, you know? They'll like try to steer you towards the soda pop or the milkshake selection. If you have enough belief in something, you get this truth by consensus amongst people, and then that's how you get church and state coming together. You get ketchup bylaws in place, becomes prohibition on the sup.
Oh,
Yeah, it's bad for the tomato industry. It's bad for flavor.
I'm convinced that ketchup has nothing to do with tomatoes.
Fair enough. You can remove the tomatoes, just keep the sugar and the vinegar. It's going to taste the exact same.
Sugar and Van, huh?
Yeah, sweet and sour,
Is that how they
baby.
make ketchup?
Yeah, well, at least Heinz. I don't know about like your like house ketchup at like your local pub with like a hint of cumin. You know,
Damn, the cumin, the currywurst
the
cumin.
currywurst catsup.
I don't even know how we got here, Ty.
Yeah, me either. Oh, we're talking about country music. One other point about that, Eric, I must share with you is the most important one about why country music is good for Subway is because country is good for Subway. Farming, which is the foundation of country music, is inherently Subway. And the reason for that is because Subway carries more farmed things than any other fast food place.
Okay. You look like you were going to list them.
I was thinking about it. I'm like, can I list them? Maybe.
Please.
Cows, pigs, chicken. You can farm fish. And but hear me out, most fast food
You
restaurants.
can, but are they? Is the question.
But
In theory, you could farm fish, but do you think Subway's doing that, Ty?
you think that's fresh catch? You think that's like line caught?
I think it's
line caught tuna. There's no fucking way.
Okay, you know what it is, Ty? I'll tell you right now. It was rendered with Unreal Engine 5, okay?
Yeah, the fish was made in Unity 3D.
Exactly, and then printed somewhere in a laboratory. So I don't think it's farmed. I don't think anything is farmed from Subway, to be honest.
Yeah, you're probably right. So that kind of it's the perception of if you want to support the farming industry, you might be going to Subway because where they have standout optionality is in the veggie department. Like if
Stand
those
out.
are truly farmed, then think about how many different types of farms, different sectors of
Mhm.
the agricultural industry
Mhm.
need to be a part of the system to bring you all of that choice.
There's a lot of free choice at Subway.
Hmm.
Um, and also the fried onions are kind of like a recent kind of country move. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
I can't
yeah.
think of a single other group of people that would, resonate with the fried onions as much as country folk.
Oh, you think that's like a pure, like straight up demographic play? They're going for like the Nashville chicken type lover.
I don't know if it's the Nashville chicken. I think it's more the like country barbecue, like southern, like the barbecue sauce and fried onion combo over like some shredded beef.
Mm.
Sounds kind of good.
Dude, my stomach literally growled. I thought of putting the mic up to it like an ultrasound. Dude, next time the sandwich artist asks me a question, I'm gonna be like, "Well, you're gonna have to talk to my manager and point them to my gut."
That's funny. And then you start unzipping your pants.
You're gonna talk
You're gonna
the
talk the
boss,
big boss.
the big boss
Oof,
downstairs. Oh,
nice. Uh,
damn.
God damn it.
Yeah, what meat? Oh, well,
What
show don't
meat
tell.
is not a question I want to be asked at Subway.
They
Um,
might ask that. Do they ever ask that? As a vegetarian, I jump in right away. I always have to. As a vegetarian, you have to tell people. You have to. It's the urge. So I tell them before they get around to the meat question, the meat part of the survey.
mm,
Are they asking you?
you, you're there with me.
No, I haven't. But I'm also up in my own shit. I'm putting that shit on for myself.
God damn it. You're really cooking today, Ty.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they don't ask me what meat. They only say they just look at me with a blank stare until I say BMT, and then they know what time it is. Like I always lead with the meat. So much so that I forget to tell them what bread. You know what I mean?
Hence the
Hence,
question.
that's the question I get asked is like, what bread, and then cheese and toasted.
Right. So what bread is an attempt to retake the narrative for the sandwich artist?
Exactly. They're like, hold on, hold your horses. First things first, here, guys.
It's crazy.
That's
So from
crazy.
their perspective, like everybody comes in those doors and they just want the
Mhm.
meat. They walk up there and they say meat.
It's kind of funny because like the sandwich artist, the information that they need to know the soonest is what bread, because
Hmm.
that's what they need to do to reach behind them and grab, right?
Hmm.
So like if I'm saying like, oh yeah, I want to get a half chicken, half BMT, foot long, toasted with cheese, they're like waiting still for me to tell them what bread so they can make the first move.
Hmm.
Like I'm delaying the process by telling all this.
You're only hurting yourself,
Yeah. Next time I go, I'll try saying foot long herbs.
dude.
And then
Totally.
they'll just like immediately get to work, you know?
This is always the challenge with these types of establishments. Like it's the same thing at Starbucks. You ever like put in your like tall, non-fat, low milk,
I
extra
don't,
whip,
but go ahead.
caramel macchiato or whatever. I don't really know the terminology. And then after you finish your spiel, you know what they hit you with? What size?
Oh,
And then you're like, I don't know, medium. And they're like, we don't have medium. And you're like, well, what is a medium here? And they say grande. And you say, I'll have
that
that.
means big in Spanish though.
Yeah. And then they say, okay, what do you want to get again? And
That is a great point because like they need to write it on the cup, and if your order's super long, they don't have the cognitive ability to like wait till they have the cup in their hand to write it down. They
yeah,
have to write it as you say it.
yeah, for sure. And I just in some regards that makes sense because there's some pretty long orders out there.
Mhm,
But I mean, I can memorize up to 10 words at a time.
mhm.
Try me. Say 10 words, I'll say them back.
Wait, what? You'll just say them back?
Yeah, I'll remember them and then I will repeat them back to you.
Okay, great. I'll get a number 13. Okay, herbs and cheese, foot long, lettuce, tomato, onion, pickles, radishes, Southwest sauce, barbecue, Parmesan, salt and pepper. No cookie.
Holy shit, this is kind of hard. You're gonna get a number 13 foot long, extra spicy, no whip,
I didn't say no whip.
salt and pepper.
The fuck?
Fuck, dude. Okay, I've never empathized more with my frontline workers
Yeah.
until right now. It's actually quite hard.
Mhm.
I don't. I think you said radish at one point.
Yeah. Just to
I was.
throw you. But yeah, one time I airdropped my order to a Starbucks barista.
You airdropped it to them so they would remember. I spell it out for you.
Exactly. What's your number? I'll text it to you. No, that'd be a kind of a nice, pickup play. You know what I mean?
That's smart.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
smart. You like the cute barista?
Yeah. My order is too long. I gotta get it for all 15 of my children. Can I just get your number instead?
Mm-hmm. 15 children. I think that's a bit of a red flag, though. I think you got to say like I have to get it for the entire company that I own.
No, sorry. I run a daycare, actually, a non-profit daycare
Good save. Good save.
for underprivileged children in the
Mhm.
downtown east side.
Yeah, buying them all coffee.
Exactly. To stunt their growth even further.
It's an evil daycare.
Yeah, exactly.
Wild.
They all
That's
want
a good
half
move.
milk for some reason. Bullshit.
Not that you would ever want to riz up a sandwich artist, but is there a similar play here for our good old Subway?
Yeah, what's a great sandwich artist pickup line? Like, maybe we can workshop this right now on the pod. Like, how do
Okay.
you riz up your sandwich artist and get them to not just put the bag, get the sandwich in the bag, but get their number in the bag too?
Yeah, that's a tough one. You can start with like a line like, I also like wearing a glove.
That's nice. Yeah, that would imply condom, I'm guessing.
Or if they hit you with the foot long, you say, "Oh yeah, baby."
It's like, yes, but I'll get a 6 inch today.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, and.
Yes. These are
So
both great options, Ty.
yeah, those are two fire options.
Yeah, I would probably say something along the lines of like, "Why you're really gripping that foot long well."
Mm,
You know what I mean? You really
you're
know,
admiring their
you really
work.
know your way around that hog.
Damn, dude's thirsty. So you know how like some restaurants that are like, it's always a bit sad when they're like put at the bottom of the menu like buy a 6-pack for the kitchen.
Yeah, buy us a beer. Like, I don't even want to tip you. Why would I buy you a beer?
Like I'm gonna buy you a beer. I can't even see you.
Yeah, what the
Like maybe you don't need more beer.
dude, buying a beer for someone that's not your homie or a girl you're trying to fuck, this is
Yeah,
crazy.
it is crazy. It's just buying. You're buying the beer for the menu.
Yeah.
You're buying a menu the beer
What?
because you don't because you're reading the words. You're like the menu is asking you
Right.
to buy the beer. So by
Oh,
buying
you're
it,
buying it for the menu.
you're buying it for the menu.
This is so crazy.
It is.
But yeah, I totally agree, dude.
So
Also, you don't get to see the beer. You don't get to see the person drink it. That's the whole point of buying someone a drink, is to get them drunk enough to talk.
you neither see the beer nor the person drinking the beer
Mhm.
nor the outcome of them.
This is maybe our biggest problem with tipping, like the construct of tipping. Like, there's no reward system for me to tip. You know what I mean? Like, if I give $5 to somebody who's playing an instrument on the sidewalk, at least they will continue to play that song for me, right?
Or you'll get a smile
Or
at
a
the very
smile, a
least.
nice little tip of the cap.
Mhm. Tip for tip.
But if someone spins the iPad towards me while I'm like ordering my miso barley bowl, like, I will never see this guy again, and the bowl is not gonna make its way to my table for me. I gotta go grab it. So why would I tip you? It's just like I'm paying more for no reason.
Yeah, it doesn't really make any sense. So I think there's a few ways we get around this. One of them that comes to mind is instead of putting like 15, 18, 20%, it says like slush fund, like pay off my credit card bill,
Yeah,
like
do a dance.
do a dance. Oh yeah, so there's two ways you can do it. You could like get a new value service. Like it's $1 for a dance. It's $3 for them to like I don't know. Remember your name for next time,
Mhm.
but for $20 they will spoon feed you at your table, putting every bite in your mouth for you.
Mm,
You know, like add a new service for that.
mhm.
That's a cool approach.
That is a cool approach. Do you think it's good for people dining together who are paying on separate bills to coordinate their tip? So it's like, listen, we're both, eating here. We got the exact same thing, got the same level of service. Should we coordinate our tips so that none of us looks like an asshole?
Yeah, smart. You don't want anyone to come in a little too low, hey?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
One person going too high and ruin it for everyone else.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Because then that
Right, when your friend next to you settles up and the server says a really over the top "thank you," you know you're screwed. You're gonna have
yeah.
to hit the far right action,
Yeah, yeah.
premium gasoline.
When they hit your friend with the really nice big thank you, and then they get to you and they say, "Was everything okay?"
Yeah, shit.
Yeah, dude. You never wanna hear that.
So the other option that we could explore as an industry is, and this kind of falls on like the big players like Square, to like institute some sort of tip clout system.
Mm.
The more you tip, the higher your ranking in this invisible tip world.
This is a bad idea, dude.
I
Don't
know.
do this.
I don't
Redacted.
want that. Redacted. Yeah, we'll cancel that one
Yeah,
right
yeah, yeah.
there.
Because oh, man, that's like episode 1 of Black Mirror where, the person's social score is too low and they, like, can't get a job anymore or, like, can't, like, do anything.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a
Yes,
bad, bad world.
it's a good point. It's like maybe if you just tipped your skip the dishes driver,
Mhm.
you wouldn't be in this situation.
Yeah, exactly. I feel that way with the, like, with parking apps, like, apps where you have to, like, request parking.
Oh
Like, there's
yeah.
kinda like a social game there. It's like, you can't ask for too much, and, you gotta make sure you're a good citizen in order to get, like, more spots in the future. It's kinda how it works.
Mhm. Social credit.
Social credit, exactly.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird,
You're
man.
building relationships with mobile apps, not with people.
Mhm, exactly. That's the world we live in now.
Mhm. Yeah, it's scary. It's black hole of
Oh, well,
well, King. I think this has been another wonderful episode with you. I have loved thinking and building,
hell yeah.
thinking and fresh.
Yeah, we're getting real fresh up in here. Breadheads, thanks for listening. Think Fresh Podcast.
Mhm. You heard it here first.
Tap in. Talk to you later.
Ciao.